Hi, my name is Casey Franchini with Brick by Brick Wealth. Today I'm going to share with you the common expectations people have when considering purchasing a rental property and whether they are in line with reality or not. Investing in real estate is absolutely a great way to build wealth. It's a great way to provide income for your family. It's a great way to slowly replace your income and retire. You can invest in real estate and own rental properties if you want to keep your full-time job, or even if you're looking to retire early and replace your income completely. Or maybe you want to be the next real estate mogul and own cities. The amount of success that comes with owning rental houses all depends on how much work, time, and money you're willing to put into it. Before we get started, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so you can be notified of future videos on real estate investing. Now, one of the first expectations I see some people have when they're first starting out investing in real estate is that they're going to be making tons of money on their first rental property. The reality is that you will probably be in the red the first year, even if you start cash flowing immediately when you get your first month's rent. A lot goes into purchasing and owning a rental property, more than just a down payment. I've never walked into a property, even one that looked turnkey, and not had to make any repairs. You'll likely not be buying a turnkey property, and you'll need to purchase one that needs some sort of cosmetic repair, or maybe even a major repair, such as a new roof, taking a large tree out of the backyard or front yard, or an unforeseen plumbing issue. Many first-time property investors are not super in tune with how much renovation costs, and you'll likely underestimate the cost to fix your property. You also may not make the best decision when it comes to finding and placing a tenant, and you might have to evict them, which takes money and resources and time. I've heard so many stories about people who think they want to get into the rental business, and then they find out how difficult it is on their first one, and they just give up and sell it. It is a lot of work, but if you make the right decisions the first time, it can fuel your desire to purchase more and more properties. It gets addicting. You'll only get better as time goes on. It will be easier. After you start acquiring 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties, you start seeing more and more money. The rental payments from your other houses will start paying for repairs on the other ones, and less will be coming out of your own pocket. Your rental machine starts to work, and you start seeing the benefits. But it does take a little bit of time, and you do have to get through the humps. Another expectation I see a lot of newbies make is that they think any house can be a good rental. Just put a for rent sign in the yard and rent it out. Unfortunately, not every house should be rental worthy, and buying the wrong house can cause you huge headaches. For example, I would never buy a house with a pool and rent it out. Too much of a liability. What if someone drowns? I don't want to be responsible for a death. I wouldn't buy a house in my own neighborhood to rent out either. I also wouldn't buy a house in an A or D rated neighborhood. In order to find a house that's worthy of being a good rental investment, you have to look that house up like inside and out. A home inspector is a huge help here. Not only does the house have to fit the regular basic mold and not be a mansion, it also needs to not have any super big costly issues or repairs. If you're trying to buy a house that needs a new roof or you need to gut the kitchen or start over, you definitely need to take those repairs into consideration before you buy it. And make sure it's still worth the investment with those repairs added in. Also, when it comes to determining if a house is a good rental investment, you have to make sure that the rent will support the purchase price. I don't see personally how buying a $500,000 house will net you any profit if that average rental income in the neighborhood is, say, $1,300 a month. You'd have to put a significant amount of money down to net positive cash flow on something like that, or pay cash for the whole thing if you're looking for a place to put your money. And let me take a quick second to ask you, if you haven't purchased your first rental property yet, what's holding you back? What's the number one hurdle you're trying to get over? Is it saving for a down payment? Are you scared to make mistakes? Are you worried you'll never find the right house? Can you please comment below? I want to help you out in my future videos. Another expectation people have before investing in rental properties is that they think they need to have tons of money to start out. Lots and lots of money. That's not necessarily the case, although you will need some money. There are plenty of ways you can purchase real estate by using little money. For example, you could do owner financing where the owner acts as the bank. You might be able to get away with a lower credit rating in exchange for a higher interest rate or less money down than the bank was asking for. Another way to get into the rental property business without a lot of upfront investment costs is to do house hacking. You could use an FHA loan and put a minimum of 3 to 5% down, or you can get a 203K loan, which is a rehab loan, and you can fix it up while you live in it. Then after living in it for at least a year or whatever your lender requires, you move out and you rent it out, and that's all within the rules. But besides figuring out how to finance the initial investment, you still have to remember you need money for initial closing costs, repairs, and renovation. You also need money for holding costs until you can find a tenant. Your mortgage payment, your taxes, and your insurance on the property, as well as utilities while it's vacant, are all costs you can't escape. But most people do forget about them, especially utilities, which, depending on the size of the house, could be $100 a month or more. And in my experience, I would say the likely matter in the best case scenario is that you save some money for your first real estate investment purchase. You do it right, you put down 20% so you avoid any PMI fees, and when you're trying to figure out how much your repair costs would be, always add a few $1,000s to that estimate. Another expectation people have when entering the real estate investment business is that rental properties will be passive income right away and they won't have to do much work. I would say, especially in the beginning, you will be doing a lot of work, a lot of research, especially if you're going to be doing everything yourself and figuring it all out along the way. Then, as time goes by and you own more and more properties, you may reach out to a property management company so you have little work to do, or hire a property management company right off the bat, but know that it does cut into your profits. Expect your first few rental properties to require lots of time, emotion, and work. You're figuring out something that you've never had to figure out before. Even if you own your own home, I can almost promise you that there are more repairs that need to be done at a rental house that are in tip-top shape than you realize. And between tenants, you'll have to fix a property up again, even if you don't do the work yourself. It's a lot of meeting with contractors, picking things out, keeping people on a timeline, while at the same time ensuring quality work. Managing your own rental properties is not completely passive, but someone is paying the mortgage payment, and you're also gaining equity, and you're getting cash flow. It's definitely worth it. And the last expectation people have is that they think being a landlord seems like a lot of work and requires fixing toilets in the middle of the night, and they don't want to do that. Yeah. I will say yes. Being a landlord does have its ups and downs. There are times when there's weeks where I don't spend any time at all on my rental properties. Yet I'm still making money. And then there are times where I can spend 4 to 5 hours a day on any given day dealing with some issues that rose up. There definitely have been times when we've had to be on the phone late at night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, midnight, because an air conditioner or a heater broke during extreme weather. It's definitely frustrating, and you obviously want the best for your tenants, and so you do the best that you can do for them. Sometimes that means putting your personal agenda off for another day so you can deal with tenant issues, because they're the ones paying you money every month, and they deserve your best. Being a landlord has been some hard work, but it's also so easy on the other days. And some properties you'll find that's that house, always has issues. Some properties have more work than others. And I believe that how much work you'll have to do as a landlord depends a lot on the quality of the house that you choose and the quality of the tenant that you put in. And that's definitely something that's up to you, and you'll learn how to do better and better with time. And if you're ready to take the plunge right now and get started in investing in real estate property and you'd like some guidance, I'm here for you, and I'm putting together a course on how to invest with rentals from A to Z. Sign up on the wait list below so you'll be notified as soon as it's ready. I'll have some really awesome freebies for the people in my first launch that you don't want to miss out on. Meanwhile, check out my video, How to Be a Landlord and 9 Tips for Success, if you do choose to be a DIY landlord. As an aspiring investor, I encourage you to get your free download of a sample blank tenant application that you can use right away. I also include a guide to the 5 things that I require tenants to have before they can sign a lease. There is a direct download link right below the video in the description box. If you learned something in this video today, please like the video and subscribe. And don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified of my future real estate investment videos. This is Casey Franchini, and thank you for watching Brick by Brick Wealth.